Today we first begin by studying the clock. A clock has numbers from 1 to 12 written in the manner that is shown here. Now, what is required to be remembered is these three values which are very important. The first one is angle covered by our hand in 1 hour, and this answer you have to remember it as 30 degree. Further, you have to also know angle covered by minute hand in 1 minute. This is 6 degree. And whenever I take angle covered by r hand in 1 minute, I have to remember it is half degree. These three numbers have to be thoroughly kept in mind before solving any problem related to clocks. So just remember that whenever I say r with r, it is 30, minute with minute, it is 6, r with minute, it is half degree. Now I move to solve the first problem. Now the first problem is saying what is the angle between the hour and the minute hand when the time is 3:20 p.m. So for that I have to find the angle of the hour hand at this time. Then I also have to find the angle of the minute hand at this time and subtract the two to get the answer. So I start with the hour hand. Now remember one thing, for hour there are two contributions. Hour hand moves because of the hours it moves. Also hour hand moves because of the minute it moves. So therefore angle covered by hour hand in 3 hours. Now what is happening is 3 hours is because the time is 3:20. So what I do is I take the 30 degree r with r number, I multiply it with 3 hours, I get it as 90 degree. Similarly, I say angle covered by r hand. Now I will take the other part, that is 20 minutes, and I know that r with minute it is half degree, and I multiply it with 20. R with minute is, so therefore I get the answer as 10 degree. Therefore, over here, I get the total angle of R hand as R hand is 90 plus 10, which is 100. So basically, you have to first calculate R with R. If it is 4 hours, you take 30 into 4. Then what you do, you take R with minute, and that you take half multiplied by whatever minutes are there. Fine. We move further. Similarly, we now move to the, now we calculate the angle of the minute hand. Now angle covered by minute hand in 20 minutes, it will be 6 degree into the number, minute with minute number is 6 degree, and I multiplied by 20 minutes, I get 120 degree. So this is what you have to know. Now I get the angle of the minute hand as 120 degree, I get the angle of the hour hand as 100, and therefore if I want to know the angle between, it will be therefore angle between will be, you have to take the larger number, whatever is the larger number. Hour hand answer is 100, minute hand answer is 120, so therefore I take 120 first, subtract the 100 from it, and therefore I get the answer as 20 degree. So overall what you have to remember is when you find the angle of the hour hand, you take the contribution of the hours. Whenever you find the angle of the hour hand, you also take the contribution of the minutes. Then you take the total angle. Whereas for minute hand, you always take minute with minute, multiply whatever minutes are there by 6 degree to get the answer. And angle between will be nothing but the difference of the two. We move to solve another similar problem. Hmm. At what time between 5 and 6 will the hour hand and minute hand of a clock coincide? So the question is asking at what time between 5 and 6 will the hour hand and minute hand of a clock coincide? When I say coincide, the angle between them will be 0 degree. So this is the way I solve. I say let the time be 5 hours x minutes. I know it's a time between 5 and 6. Therefore, it will always be 5 hours x minutes. So now again I find the, for hour hand, I find the angle between. For hour hand, I find the angle between. Therefore, what I do is I take angle covered by r hand. Now I'll say 5 hours because my time is what, 5 hours x minute. So it will be 5 hours. This I take the number 30 degree, I multiply it by 5, I get it as 150 degree. Now again for r hand I have to do the calculation with respect to the minutes. So therefore I take angle covered by r hand in x minutes. And when I say r hand in x minutes, I will take half multiplied by x, I will get it as x by 2. So over here, the total angle will be 150 degree plus x upon 2. Now I have to do the similar calculation for minute hand. Now, minute hand, I'll do the calculation. Angle covered by minute hand. Now over here it is only x minutes. So therefore I say 6 degree into x, which is 6x. Now I take as expected, I do the angle between. The angle between will be, I take the first one. Now I don't know who is big because usually the idea is what, whoever is big you have to take first and whoever is small you have to take later. But now I don't know who is big. So therefore what I do, I take whatever comes first, I take it first. I take 150 plus x by 2 I take, and then I subtract it from 6x. Now when I say coincide, that means the angle between has to be 0. And then I try to solve this 150 plus x by 2 minus 6x. I take the 150 this side. I take the 150 this side. It becomes minus 150 degree x by 2 minus 6x. Now I have to solve this. Now to solve this, I have to make the denominator the same. Therefore, what I do is x by 2 minus 12x upon 2. This gives me the answer minus 150 degree is equal to x minus 12x by 2, and therefore I get minus 150 is equal to minus 11x by 2. Minus minus goes, I get 150 into 2 is equal to 11x. I get 300 is equal to 11x. Therefore x will be 300 upon 11. You can find out what is this answer that is your required. I mean, when you get the fraction, you'll get some answer that will be the required answer. So overall, the idea is simple. You assume the time to be 5 hours x minute. Then you find the angle of the r hand. For r hand, you have to take multiply 30 degree with whatever hours that is there. And you have to also multiply with whatever minutes that are there. In this case, it will of course be the x minutes. So then you have to take the total angle, which is basically the sum of the two. Further, you have to take minute hand. And again for minute hand, you have to take the angle between or angle covered, and that will be 6 degree into x minutes. So it is 6x. Then you take angle between. Because it is said coincide, you have to take the answer as 0. We solve a problem similar to this type here, which says at what time between 5 and 6 will the hour hand and minute hand of a clock be in straight line but in opposite direction? Now, the question is asking be in straight line but in opposite direction, something like this. So, be in straight line but in opposite direction. So, this case is of the angle being 180 degree. They are in straight line but in opposite direction. So, this is the case of 180 degree. Again, the start will be same. Let the time be 5 hours x minutes. Now I take the r hand calculation. Whatever I did before, I'll do here. R hand calculation I'll do. So I take angle covered by R hand in 5 hours. So therefore I take 30 degree, multiply it by 5, I get 150 degree. I take again angle covered by r hen in x minutes, and this I take it as half into x, which is x by 2. Then I further take the total angle. Total angle will be 150 plus x by 2. Now I do the calculation for minute hand. Again, minute hand, it will be angle covered by minute hand in x minute. It will be 6 degree into x, which is 6x. Then I have to do again as expected, angle between will be 150 degree plus x by 2 minus 6x, and in this case I take the angle between as 180 degree because of what was explained before. Now again I shift the 150 this side, so I get 180 minus 150, and I get x by 2 minus 6x. So 180 minus 150 is 30 degree, and x by 2 minus 6x, this part I have to do the mix, I mean the making the denominator same. So therefore I get 12x upon 2. This will be equal to 30 degree is equal to minus 11x by 2. So I take the 2 there, I'll get 60 degree is equal to minus 11x. The 2 went here. 32 is 60, and therefore I get 60 degree upon minus 11. Now over here we are getting a negative answer. This answer is wrong. When we get a negative answer, this we cannot accept such a negative answer. Therefore, what we have to do is we have to change the way we separate. In the subtraction, what we did 150 plus x by 2 minus 6x. Now we have to bring 6x in front and do 150 minus x behind, because we were not sure who is large. So when we get a negative answer, we have to change the order of subtraction. So that means I'll show you over here, everything will happen in a different way. That means now what will happen is angle between will be angle between will be 6x minus 150 plus x by 2. I take the 6x in front and minus 150 plus x by 2. That means this is the second. Now the angle between is will be remaining same as 180 degree, and then 6x I will be, this minus will enter in, it will become minus 150. Again this minus will enter in and it will become minus x by 2. This is a very important steps. Many students make a mistake. Both have to be given the negative sign. So again what I do is I bring this 150 this side. Now when I bring the 150 this side, I get plus 150 degree, and I get 6x minus x by 2. I bring the 150 this side, I get 6x minus x by 2. Over here the total will become 330 degree, and again 6x minus x by 2. To solve this I have to use the idea of mixed fraction. 330 degree is equal to 12x minus x upon 2. So I get 330 degree is equal to 11x upon 2. I get 330 into 2 is equal to 11x. 660 is equal to 11x. So 660 upon 11 is equal to x. You get x as 60. You get x as 60. We move further and we solve another problem of similar kind. The next problem is, at what time between 5 and 6 will the hour hand and minute of hand of a clock be at right angles? Now when I say right angles, I mean they should be 90 degree. The angle between should be 90 degree. The procedure remains the same. We say let the time be 5 hours x minutes. Therefore now I take the hour hand and I calculate the angle. I use the similar procedure. angle covered by R hen in 5 hours, and that will be 30 degree into 5, which is 150 degree. Next I do angle covered by R hen in x minute. This will be half into x, which is equal to x by 2. Then I take the total angle, that will be equal to 150 degree plus x by 2. Similar as done before, I do for minute hand at a angle covered by minute hand in x minutes. I take it as 6 degree into x, that is equal to 6x. Now again, when I do angle between, I don't know now who is big, so therefore I start with this way. I take 150 degree plus x by 2 minus 6x, and I write the answer as 90. Again, if I proceed this way and I get the answer as negative, that means I have to change the way I separate. So therefore I take 150 plus x by 2 minus 6x. I bring the 150 this side. So I'll get 90 minus 150 degree is equal to x by 2 minus 6x. Now over here I get minus 60 is equal to x by 2 minus 6x. Reason is 90 minus 150 is 60, but we retain the sign of the greater number, which is negative. Therefore I get minus 60 is equal to x by 2 minus 12x upon 2. I get minus 60 is equal to x minus 12x upon 2. I get minus 60 is equal to minus 11x by 2. I cancel the negatives and I get 60 into 2 is equal to 11x. 120 is equal to 11x. So I get the answers 120 upon 11 is equal to x. Now this answer, you can calculate it on your own. You can just see using calculator. 120 divided by 11 will be 10.90. That is the answer for x. Now remember one thing. In the previous case, when we did 0 degree coincide, we got one answer for x. Similarly, when we did that straight line but in opposite direction, we also received one answer for x. But now in the case of right angle, we should always get two answers. Only for the right angle case, we should get two answers. Now, one answer we already received. The one answer that we got is 10.90. Now, we have to target the second answer. Now, to get the second answer, in this step, when we did 150 plus x by 2 minus 6x, we will change the way we subtract. We will change the way we subtract. In short, we will bring 6x in front and 150 plus x by 2 behind. This will give us the second answer. So, so again, we take now angle between. This will be equal to 6x minus in bracket 150 plus x by 2. Again, as expected, the angle between will be 90. So 6x, I take the minus sign inside, minus 150 minus x by 2. Again, I fetch the number this side, so I'll get 90 plus 150 is equal to 6x minus x by 2. I get 240 is equal to 12x upon 2 minus x by 2. I get 240 is equal to 11x by 2. Therefore, I get 240. This 2 moves on top. I get 240 into 2 is equal to 11x. I get 480 is equal to 11x. I get 480 upon 11 is equal to x. And 480 upon 11, when you use a calculator, you get it as 43.63. This solves the problem. So the case where it is at right angles, there are two answers which are possible. The procedure will remain the same. Let the time be 5 hours x minutes. So for hour hand, you will calculate the total angle. For minute hand, you will calculate the total angle. And now to get the angle between the to get the two answers, you will first take 150 plus x by 2 here, and then you do subtract 6x. But to get the second answer, you will take 6x and then 150 plus x by 2. So let the time be 5 hours x minute. You take angle for covered by r hand, r with minute hand, total angle, minute with minute. This all these steps will remain the same. Only thing when you want to find the angle between, first you take 150 plus x by 2 minus 6x, and then to get the second answer you take 6x minus 150 plus x by 2. So only for 90-degree you should get two answers. Now we move to solve problems other than clocks. Now over here there is a problem which says that there are two taps A and B to fill a water tank. Tank can be filled in 90 minutes if both the taps are on. The same tank can be filled in 120 minutes if tap A alone is on. How much time will tap B alone take to fill the tank? To solve this, we need to we use this following idea. So tank can be filled in 90 minutes if both taps are on. So we say what? Tap A plus tap B 1 minute work. Now over here we use the term 1 minute because all the units are in minutes. So therefore we take 1 minute work will be, since it is 19 minute, we write it as 1 by 90. 1 by 90. Now why do we write it as 1 by 90? It is said the tank can be filled in 90 minutes if both the tanks. Now since it is both, we write it as tap A plus tap B 1 minute work, and we take the reciprocal of this. Now similarly we have been told the same tank can be filled in 120 minutes if tap A alone is on. That means tap A 1 minute work will be 1 by 120. Now I am asked how much time will tap B alone take to fill the tank. Over here I have tap A plus tap B, and I know tap A, and I only want to get tap B's contribution. So over here what I do is I get tap B's 1 minute work. Now how do I get tap B's 1 minute work? I take the total. Total is 1 by 90. Total is tap A plus tap B, which is 1 by 90. Over here you can see tap A plus tap B is 1 by 90, and I subtract only tap A from it. I subtract only tap A from it. I take 1 by 120 from it, and I see what is the answer. To get this answer, I have to use cross multiplication to, the making the denominator same. Now I multiply 120 on top, and I do 90 into 120. Again I do 90 here, and I do 90 into 120. Now this will give me 120. The base you can see 90 into 120 is 10,800. Similarly, I get 10,800. This gives me 90. I mean, over here I get 120 minus 90. 120 minus 90 upon 10,800. This gives me 30 upon 10,800. I remove 30, 30 I get, and this will give me 3 upon 1080. Now, so I can still think if 3 divides this, 3 ones are 3. I take 1080 divided by 3. This answer is 360. So I get it as 1 upon 360 degree. Now, this gives me tab B's 1 minute work. But I'm not supposed to find tab B's 1 minute work. I'm supposed to find how much time will tab B alone take to fill the tank. So time for tab B will be it will be 1 upon 1 by 360. And basically when I do 1 upon 1 by 360, I get 360 degree. Basically the answer for TEF will be the denominator of this. This concludes the problem. I move further. Aditya purchased a book with a 20% discount on marked price. How much did he pay for the book if the marked price of the book was 500? Now to solve this question, you need to know the following formula. Discount percentage is equal to PP minus SP upon PP into 100. Now, this formula is supposed to be by heart. Discount percentage is PP minus SP upon PP, where PP is nothing but the print price, SP is nothing but the selling price. Now, it is said Aditya purchased a book with 20% discount. That means the discount percentage is given to us. Now, 20% is given. How much did he pay for the book? Did he pay for the book? That means we are told to find the selling price of the book. We are told to find the selling price of the book, and we are given the marked price. Now, when I say marked price, it is same as the print price. So therefore, I have marked price. I am not given the selling price, so I keep it as SP only, and print price is print price is 500 into 100. I take the now see how I do the calculation. I take the 500 day. I do 20 into 500. 500 minus SP into 100. 500 into 20 is 10. 10,000. 10,000 is 500 minus SP into 100. The first step which I did is I took the 500 day. Now what I do is I bring the 100 down. Now bring the 100 down, what I do is I do 4 zeros. It's equal to 500 minus SP, and I bring the 100 down. To bring the 100 down, I get this. 100 is equal to 500 minus SP. I bring the SP this side. So 100 plus SP is equal to 500. So what I have done is I have brought the SP this side. When I bring the minus SP this side, I get it as plus SP. Now I take the 100 this side, I'll get SP is equal to 500 minus 100, which is equal to 400. So this solves the problem. Now I have another question. Martin sold a bottle for rupees 480 and earned a profit of 300. What is the price of the bottle? To solve this problem, we need the following formula. Profit percentage is equal to SP minus PP upon PP into 100. It is the same formula as discount. Only thing in discount formula, the PP was ahead in the numerator, whereas over here the SP is ahead. So Martin sold a bottle. Now, sold a bottle is the selling price. So that means the SP is 480 and earned a profit of 30%. So that is 30. Now I want to know what is the price of the bottle. That means I need to know what is the print price of the bottle. So I can take it as X. I can take the print price as X. There is no problem. Now, to solve this, what I do is first step I take the X this side. I get 30X is equal to 480 minus X into 100. Now, what I do is again, as I did previously, I take the 100 down. When I do 100 down, I get 30X upon 100 is equal to 480 minus X. So what I have done is I have taken the x there at it to become make it 30x, brought the 100 down to do 30x upon 100. Now further what I do is I get 30x upon 100 is equal to 480 minus x. When I do 30 upon 100, I get 0.3x is equal to 480 minus x. Now I bring this x this side because it is a variable. I bring it this side. I'll get 0.3x plus x is equal to 480. When I do 0.3 plus x, I get 1.3 x is equal to 480, and therefore I get x is equal to 480 upon 1.3. 480 divided by 1.3, I get it as x as 369.23 as the answer. So this solves the problem. So over here the idea is similar as the previous problem. We are told to find the profit percentage. We have a slight change in the formula. It is SP minus PP upon PP into 100. Since we are not given the print price, we take it as X, and then we solve the further problem.